Everybody, welcome. I think we are live. I think we are live today, and I am super excited to be with you. And Bonnie was determined to be here today. I kept sending her out of the room, but she kept coming back on in. So she just wanted to be a part of our togetherness. So I'd like to welcome you today and thank you for being here. Your presence makes a difference. You matter. Every single one of us. Sorry, she's having a scratch here. Every single one of us has got something special to contribute. And with this really amazing conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn coming up at 0 degrees of Aquarius, this grand conjunction has everything to do with you allowing your uniqueness to shine. And you may get some unexpected events happening, and I think you want to go down, don't you? Do you want to go down? All right, darling, off you go. So expect the unexpected in your world. Welcome the unexpected. Welcome things that you wouldn't normally do. Say, all right, this isn't something that I would normally do, but let me try something different. Aquarius is all about something completely new. So what can you find out about yourself that is different, that is new? Let me just let her out because she's going to come in and out here, excuse me. Go on now, come on, off you go, good girl. Okay. And Uranus above all is disruptive. So don't expect things to be nice and linear and orderly. Thing about Capricorn energy is it likes a certain orderliness. It likes rules, it likes regulations. And Aquarius, the old ruler of Aquarius, used to be Saturn. So it's very important to remember that Aquarius has got a Saturnian energy as well as Uranian energy. It wasn't until 1781 when Herschel discovered Uranus, that Uranus then, after that, became the ruler of Aquarius. So we've got this Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, I feel very significantly giving us a message that we are transitioning from a Saturnian way of doing things, which is quite linear, to an Uranian way of doing things, which is much more decentralized and for the common good for all of us together. So I just want to say thank you for being online. Thank you for being here. Whether you're here live right now, whether you join later, you are so welcome. I'd like you to feel as though you are a part of something that is bigger than the small you. Yes, we've all got our individual needs, absolutely. But it's time to live the bigger vision, the bigger view. And that's the invitation of this wonderful, grand conjunction in Aquarius. So Saturn just going into Aquarius now, and in 2 days' time, Jupiter into Aquarius, that's on the 20th. Sorry, New Zealand's a day ahead of many of you in America. And on the 21st, and the solstice all together. It's like everything coming together. And to me, again, things coming together is another message for us to come together. So the planets are coming together. They're conjuncting. can we conjunct? How can we find ways? And that's why I'm so excited that we are this wonderful soul family here. And I hope that you receive an inspiration here, that there is something that uplifts you, something that takes you to this more spiritual level that is beyond the material. And I think it's so significant that Uranus, the ruler of this Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, we have to look at where's Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus is going to give us the clues as to what we need to do next in order to usher in this new age, this new era. Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is our Earth, our planet. Our planet is surprising, is amazing. I was only listening to somebody today in my Kabbalah lesson. I'm studying some Kabbalah, I love it. Talking about Chernobyl, the terrible nuclear accident. Thank you, Eliana, thank you. That happened. And for thousands of miles around, human beings had to be evacuated. And many years later, the scientists returned. And they couldn't believe the fact that the rivers were teeming with fish, the forests were full of game and fowl, and that nature had come back, nature had revived itself. Nature is a system of interconnectedness. And nature, Uranus, in Taurus, an awakening for us to connect with nature. And nature is an interconnected system. We now, with this 0 degrees, I think it's terribly significant that we've got 0 degrees. Because 0 is a circle, the circle of life, the circle of the astrology chart, the circles that the Pleiadians drew for many months and months and still do in the paintings, for us to see ourselves as one big circle, and that whatever you are doing in Florida or Arizona or Mexico or Japan or wherever you are, what you do matters and may affect, it's this butterfly effect, but it's stronger now than it's ever been. We are more conscious now to it than we've ever been. And it's a time to, because of this transition, I think this is an important point. We've got the transition between the Saturn energy and the Jupiter energy. The Saturn energy, which is the energy where we need certain rules. We need certain regulations. If we don't have certain regulations and rules, then chaos can result. Thank you, Tegan. I just want to say now, first of all, thank you so much to those of you who are contributing here online with your comments, with your donations. I'm extremely grateful. If I'm not answering personally, please forgive me. It's just that the comments are going very quickly. And I've got wonderful Lucy helping. Thank you, Lucy, for being online. And thank you, April, for being here as well. So I've got a lot of help. I just want to say thank you. So we need certain rules to make sure that the ego doesn't get out of hand. Because the ego can be where one person wants to talk more than another. One person is shy and doesn't come out and doesn't get the space to speak. Each one of us matters. This, to me, is the big message of this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. is that we honor and dignify every single life, from our animals, our birds, our bees, our nature, particularly our humanity. Because it seems that humanity so far can be more dangerous than radioactivity. We have to get to the place where we use certain rules for now, the Saturn energy, that help us to be able to come together, not to allow one to dominate more than the others. This is what's happened until now, so that we have great inequalities of people in the world now who own so much wealth. I'm not going to name names, you all know the names. And there is talk of globalism. We have to make sure that the globalism that is coming is good for all on the planet. Otherwise it won't work. It will break down. Nature's systems are all interconnected. We have to be interconnected. This is really what I am seeing. So what does it involve? I think that we are going to look at ownership differently. House prices, they're going up, they're going down. Shall I buy? Shall I sell? What do I own? What is mine? What is yours? I think we've got to come up with Uranus in Taurus, some very new ideas, from very new ways of interacting with one another. So, Uranus, it's allowing yourself, especially this Aquarian energy, to do things that are really strange and odd. Could I have ever dreamed I'd leave Greece? And I had a really beautiful connections with lovely people there that I miss tremendously, deep soul brothers and sisters, as you are, my family, to come to New Zealand. And here I find myself living with a beautiful 27-year-old couple and the dog. And I'm learning every day, and we're inspiring one another every day. And it's completely the most unbelievable situation that my brain could never have computed. What can you surrender to that would be for your highest good? What can you surrender to that may be really odd and weird, but maybe just the kind of excitement you're looking for? Uranus is excitement. Uranus is something that gives you butterflies. And if you're feeling excited about your life and you're feeling passionate about what's going on, that spreads around. And that may well spread to somebody thousands of miles away, may get your passion, may feel your excitement. Right. Humanitarians. Thank you, Alicia. Yes. Above all, one of the key words for Aquarius is humanitarianism, where no matter whether you are a small teddy or a medium teddy or a bigger teddy, we have to take care of one another on this planet. Now, very often at this time of the year, with its Christmas and the holidays and Hanukkah and all these various holidays, this is when there is more of a focus on giving and taking care of the needy and the helpless. And I'm going to suggest that this energy of Aquarius is awakening us to be conscious of this, especially related to food, Taurus, food supply, water, earth, homes, the homeless. So I think there's going to be a tremendous focus for us to solve homelessness, poverty, hunger. The basic survival needs, Uranus in Taurus, must be solved as we move into this new era. We can't move into an Aquarian era and have these tremendous inequalities. Thank you, Kristin. Thank you, Lauren. And so we've got to think outside the box, and we've got to respect one another's crazinesses, all right? My lovely Auntie Jenny, soon to be 99, can't wait to get the vaccine. So sweet, she says to me, I take the phone everywhere, just in case the doctor's ringing me to tell me to come in for the vaccine. I take it to the toilet, I take it everywhere. And they were going to be interviewing her, actually, you know, as a house on national television. As it happened, I don't think she's been chosen, but she would have liked to have been. And I said, what would you say, Jenny? She said, well, the first thing I would have said is this, and this is going to be controversial, I realize it, but this is Aquarian. I love Boris. She loves him. She thinks he's getting a really hard time and he's doing his very best. And that's her opinion. She can't stand it on the television. She shouts at the television when people are calling him. Lorena, Susan, thank you. Thank you. So let's make it all right for us to like or dislike. Nikita, thank you. Let's make it all right. Let's even see the funny side of it. There's something a bit funny about it, isn't it? She's very Jewish. She's into the whole Jewish thing. So she was thrilled that Joe Biden, I think he's married to a Jewish woman, I don't know, or something. There's a Jewish connection there, and she's thrilled about it. Would anybody else be particularly thrilled? No, not particularly. But that's her quirkiness. What is your quirkiness? And what can you do now to realize, Margot, thank you, that everything that you do matters. Everything, you matter, and everything you do matters. And Aquarius is electricity, is the power of electricity. And this morning I was out on my walk with Bonnie, I take her for walks, and somebody from across the road just almost sang out to me, said, good morning, big smile, a Chinese lady. And I felt the charge of that. Of course, I said it back. We can recharge one another. Yeah. There's the electricity that we plug in, and then there's this invisible electricity that is there between us. So when I say, Lucy, I appreciate you for what you're doing. April, I appreciate you here. I am so thankful for my soul family here, our soul family, where no one is more important than another. We are all important. We all have something, whether you are the shyest, most privatest person, or whether you're more public and more comfortable with that, it doesn't matter. You've got something unique. I'm reminded that right now, probably one of the best composers who ever lived, Ludwig van Beethoven, his 250th anniversary of his birth. They think it's the 17th of December. That was when he was baptized. We don't know. But what has he left? Thank you, Robin. What did he do to inspire? 250 years. And there is a hero inside each one of us. His music is inspiring. I just listened to a little of Daniel Barenboim, who is 78 years old, and he's conducting the orchestra and he's playing the piano concertos in this Beethoven festival at the Bonn Opera House. With their masks on, they're playing the orchestra to inspire, to uplift, to bring hope. So on a practical level, how can we bring out, thank you, Rose, the uniqueness of the ones around us. I'm hoping that these videos, the live streams, our connectedness, helps you to get in touch with the things that might go against everything that your family, that you've been brought up with, but it's something that you want to do, that's something that you're good at. And maybe you can't see what you're good at, but somebody else can. Thank you, Scorpio Sue, thank you. Maybe somebody else can see it. And that's where we need to encourage one another. Courage, from the word cœur in French, le cœur, the heart. So encourage to raise the heart of somebody else. And so here I noticed that Eckhart, Rochelle and Eckhart are the couple I'm living with, generously invited me in their home. And Eckhart asks the most amazing questions. He's got a versatility, an ability to really be very present in a conversation and to bring out thoughts and ideas that I wouldn't have known. So I'm encouraging him to start his own podcast and have his own channel. And he's asked me whether I would be his first guest. And of course, I've said yes. So who can you encourage? You see a gift in somebody. You see something. You notice that somebody's good at this. Encourage them. They might be a little frightened. They might have old pains from the past that they're dealing with. They might be dealing with things that they feel are insurmountable. Oh, I can't do that, or am I really so good at that? Really? And you may help somebody to discover a hidden talent, because Taurus rules your gifts. It rules your talents. Uranus in Taurus for the next several years. The awakening of your talents, your gifts. So where is the Beethoven in you? Where is the Mozart in you? And the more we can bring that out in one another, the more alive you'll feel, the less sleep you'll need, the more recharged your body will be, because you'll realize that we're all for one another. We have a positive effect on one another. And I love this quote. Where is it? It doesn't matter who hurt you or who broke your heart or who broke you down, sorry. It doesn't matter who hurt you or who broke you down. What matters is who made you smile again. Winnie the Pooh. We can always rely on Winnie the Pooh to come up with something good. I'm always reminded of the big tub of honey, and it's empty. And he's saying, I only meant to taste it. So, who can make you smile again? Who can you help to smile again? I think we're going to see much more sharing of resources. I think this whole thing about having to own everything is going to change dramatically. I think that we're going to see that we don't need so many of the things that we have. We look at all these traffic jams, and I realize right now, yes, some of us are in isolation, but we won't always be in isolation. We're going to have time when we're going to come out of that isolation, and we need to come out of it differently. What can I share with you? What are my gifts that I can share with you? What are your gifts that you share with me? And then you haven't got to work so hard. We've been working so hard just to make ends meet, or to have an extra car or an extra this or an extra that. Everything is changing. Everything. I love this quote by William James about our connectedness. We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep. So whilst it looks as though we're separate, yeah, we've got separate bodies, and yet we're connected. I have a wonderful cranial sacral therapist, dear Natalie, she's fabulous. She works in silence, and I love that. I really don't like somebody to talk to me when I'm being treated. I like to just get into a zone. And in the middle of one of the treatments, somebody starts mowing his lawn and using his leaf blower, and it's loud as hell. I'm super sensitive to noise. And I felt myself, woof. And she, through her energetic intention, managed to create a zone of peace and calm. And within minutes, I felt myself relax, and I didn't notice that noise. So we can be the blankets of calm for one another. We've got so much power at our hands. Pluto's still in Capricorn. Old systems need to die. The power, can we use it productively, constructively? It's in Capricorn till 2023, 24. This is our opportunity as we now move into this Aquarian energy of allowing the individual to shine forth. You have a special light, a special nuance that nobody else can contribute. Nobody's ever going to be another Beethoven. Nobody's ever going to be another Van Gogh, or whoever you consider to be great. There won't ever be another John Lennon. But who are you going to be? And let's encourage one another in that. That, I feel, is the message. There is much more to come, but I felt I wanted to communicate this to you in the build-up. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, April. Thank you, Teddy's. Let's say thank you for everything, for all of it, good and bad at the moment. And let's see where that takes us. So I'm going to close out with something that from Beethoven, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This is the Chicago Symphony Orchestra with Riccardo Muti conducting. YouTube probably has some kind of copyright on it. I don't know if they do, it will be cut. But I'm going to play this bit anyway, which to me is the whole orchestra, the choir, the whole thing coming together, the dream of our togetherness. Much, much love to you, and thank you for being here today.